Good. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary pales to Higurashi when they cry. We have entered the great zone. Now we have horror elements, and I love this. I love that they twisted my mind and all that, but now I'm just like, oh, now the horror is coming. Now I'm gonna be happy. Anyway, let's continue. Let's load. Yes, load. Okay, let's go. The stuff Tanako-san just said is all fiction. If he made you harbor any bad impression of Hinamizawa, then we apologize for that. Geez, Jiro-san. You're apologizing too, Tanako-san. Tell him you're sorry for scaring him. Tanako-san and Tomitake-san were arguing and messing around now. The restrained air around us has dissipated. Okay, Chan. Sorry, my throat is hurting. But I wanna know what happens next. Kei-chan, you should get going soon too. Mion is a jealous type. Give me a second. I need to put my iPad. Yep. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Back. Poop. Forgot to put my iPad on battery. Was drawing before. Man, I'm lazy today. Jason, you should get going. Mion is the jealous type. If she sees me, she's probably start a fight. So I'll be just going home. Really? Then I'll go see what Mion's doing and apologize for making her wait, I guess. Sorry for being such a nuisance, Keiichi-kun. Could you tell Mion-chan we're sorry for borrowing you for so long? Ah yes, I don't think telling her will make her feel any better, but sure. Tomitake-san and Tanaka-san standing next to each other began to chuckle. Okay, Kei-chan. Let's try and run into each other at tomorrow's festival. We'll see each other. I mean, it's us we're talking about after all. We'll be making so much trouble it'll be hard for you not to find us. Shio and I said our goodbyes to Tomitake-san and Tanako-san. Before we could leave, Tanako-san called out to us. Thanks for listening so earnestly to what I had to say. You're just so good at listening. I had a great time talking to you. Good at listening? No, not at all. I was just in a state of perpetual bewilderment from all the shocking topics being thrown at me one after another. Give me a moment. Where's my... There we go. Seriously? Oh my god. Can I just go down a bit? Oh my god. The mouse is being an ass. Can I just go down a bit? Thank you. I just need to see. There we go. I'm just in a state of bewilderment from all the shocking topics being thrown at me one after another. Oh my god, come on. Did you like my story today? Well, it was pretty interesting. Then I'll tell you some more sometime, okay? Gives me fucking the Summer Hikaru died vibes. But I'm pretty sure this was kind of an inspiration probably for it. Because, very good. Very good. There's a lot of pretty interesting legend and fairy tales about Hinamizawa. Of course, a lot of strange and creepy ones too. I choose a bunch of my favorite and tell you about them. I was kinda happy but kind of worried. I can't help but smile dryly and scratch my head. And scratch at my head. Keishi-kun, you can go now. The Nikako is just messing with you. I say goodbye again and run off. I heard Tomitake call out behind him in a clear voice that would have seen each other at the festival tomorrow. When I went to the tent, Mion was waiting for me. She was nowhere to be found. I made her wait so long, maybe she's mad. She got mad and went home. After asking some adults passing by, I heard that she went home, taking to some relatives. Maybe I should have just done that. But my regret for having made Vion wait wasn't enough to triumph over the impression of Tanitake and Shion's uncanny story left on me. Serial murder incidents have happened for 4 years in a row. Would tomorrow events make the fifth? And the possibility that someone from Hinamizawa was carrying this all out under the guise of the curse. The queer tradition of ritual sacrifice, entirely unbecoming of the Showa period we lived in. Showa period? What's Showa period? I know that the Japan has periods, like Edo period and all that. I just don't know which time is Showa period. Oh no. I regret it a little, thinking it was too late. None of the creepy stories had anything to do with me. Boop, 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 boop. Give me a moment. There we go. Then I should just left Mion put me away from that crowd. Pull me away, not put me away. I felt a little ashamed of letting my cheap curiosity get the better of me. I don't like that we're here. Higurashi, Monday Karai. You have received a new tip from Scrapbook 1, from Scrapbook 2, from Scrapbook 3. Can I... no, I have to use the mouse. Oh god. Yoshida-sama's curse. In the ancient Onikafuchi village, the anger of the Yoshida-sama, his curse, was feared above all. However, it is seldom stated anywhere that what eventually happens and what sort of divine judgment curse befalls them when Oyashiro-sama is angry. From various reports, all hell will break loose. Demons will come flooding out. The miasma from hell will flood outward and kill every villager, letting not a single one escape. The ones evoking images of the village being annihilated set out the most. These terrifying ideas of divine punishment are in alignment with many other religious beliefs regarding the apocalypse. No. Why does this remind me of Silent Hill? Oh, hell no. Where was I? Uh, pa, 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 pa. And it's easy to imagine that they are just ways of convincing people to obey the teachings in order to prevent such an end. The conditions for inciting Oyashiro-sama's wrath are likely the same as the taboos in Onigafuchi village. I believe that when an act was performed that violates one of the taboos, Oyashiro-sama was termed angry. Well, that's... But aren't... that's not... I don't like that. Because then people can just imagine whatever they want and say that Oyashiro-sama will be angry at them. So they boycott or invoke laws that don't make any sense, but that you have to follow them. Otherwise, the god will be angry. Oyashiro-sama in this case. In order to quell his anger, they would perform the aforementioned sacrificial ritual. Number 2. Can I do number 2? No, that's number 3. Come on, mouse. You son of a bitch. Thank you. The human sacrifice ritual. The sacrificial ritual was simple, drowning involving project sacrifices in the Onigafuchi swamp, which are concealed and hollowed. Of the rituals of the Onikafuchi video, this one was unique in that the sacrifice would sink slowly over the long course of 3 days and 3 nights. I believe that it wasn't so much the killing of this sacrifice that was important, but rather the symbolism of them sinking in the submerging of Yoshida-sama's anger. For that purpose, they must have had a passion for learning various methods for keeping the sacrifice from sinking too quickly, to force them to sink more slowly. Fuck me. Oh god, that's horrifying. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell from the records, those methods are not recorded. Pervert game, what? Hello, David. How you doing? Oh wait, why? Oh my god. Give Yeah, now it works. Let me just see. Yep, now it should work correctly. Thank you. There we go. Good God. My thoughts are that they may have. Thank you. The something with the USB port apparently. My headphones are working. The USB port is being a bitch. Uh, yeah, it is a perverted game. The amount of adult jokes that there is in this. But you know what? I'm a little gooner. I'm cool with it. In the words of Caleb Hammer, my thoughts are that may have used logs or some similar material to create a raft, then set up the scaffold on there, hung the sacrifice up with a rope, and let them sink little by little over time in the swamp. That's fucking terrifying. However, it were the case. However, if that were the case, it would have not been strange if the ritual or implements used for such a ceremony were honored as holy and enshrined somewhere. That's fucking okay. This reminds me of all the atrocities humanity has done, and that this is kind of like, yeah, that they would totally do this if they thought somebody was wronging their god. Oop. Implements used for the ritual. Ritual tools utilized for ancient religious ceremonies are commonly referred as implements. I didn't know that. Or ritual implements. I didn't even know that too. Probably nice. I don't know if I can send links, but uh, very relevant. I mean, you could, uh, but I'm probably gonna see it later because I wanna play the game now. Furude Shrine. Wait, where did I? Even now, some of them are enshrined on the property of Furude Shrine and the three families. Eh. However, the identifiable tools are all decorative, and none appear to have been used in rituals governing the dark side of Onigafuchi village. At the Edo period, not that I will probably look at it later, like remind me at the end of the stream, and I will look at it. Better not be a virus though, cause then I'm mad. As the era came to a close and many traditional rituals were lost, were they lost as well? Man, oh, what's the name of the game that has ritualistic killing? Fatal Frame? I think it's Fatal Frame. Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't there a thing about the ritualistic killing of two girls or something? That's fucking terrifying. Why is always that the woman was a ritualistic sacrifice? Which even worse if they were a virgin. I'm just saying that's fucked up. Lost as well, perhaps buried in the darkness. I don't believe so. Both of the implements used at the night of the feast of Onikakushi and those used during the sacrificial ceremony must still exist, enshrined away from the eyes of the masses. Without a doubt. Thank you. Yes, we can sacrifice the promiscuous men. That's what I'm saying. Without a doubt, they existed here today at this very moment in Hinamizawa. Also, I'm nearly certain where they been enshrined. What was once like steadfastly has, for some reason, changed this year to a cheap-looking padlock. That's not good. He may not be able to do something about such a lock. However, it's not fair from the assembly hall, nor is it far from the presence of people. However, I will not give up. Oh, hello, music. How you doing? However, I will not give up. The night when it becomes a blind spot to every villager in Hinazawa is coming soon. Soon it will be Watanagashi. Wait, are we reading this from the perspective of the killer? Because that would make sense, I think. Rebel, rebel, rebel. Hey, are you worn out already? Tomorrow's the real thing. We're gonna be partying until morning, until the very end of it all. Got it? Got it. I'll give it everything I've got. Wahaha. Alright then, youth is the greatest. Good luck everybody. Everyone. Tomorrow's the Watanagashi at last. Let's get some shut-eye and save our energy for tomorrow night. Tomorrow was finally the Watanagashi festival split into two groups, those who enjoy them and those who support them. Damn, nobody who hates them? Probably not, because then they'll die. The former only needed to prepare their minds, but the latter needs not only that, but also painstakingly crafted plans and preliminary arrangements. Thank you, brain. There we go. You can do it. My brain needs a moment. While the general majority attended goes about enjoying the festival without a care in the world, well, we'll be strained the whole way through. Why? You sure as hell know why. Because the beer after everything over is the best damn beer you ever have. I'm not a beer girl. I really am not. I'm not even a wine girl. Thank you, David. And by the way, do not insult the game that much. It's not that bad. I mean, sex jokes aside and nudity that you will never see. It's a really good game. It's a good horror game. Please don't judge me. Okay, bye, David. Have a nice night, day, whatever time of day do you have. Bye-bye. Wahaha. At times like this, it's best to have an energetic physical fits, Pitbull. It wouldn't be worth if you didn't do your best until then. Thank you. The pose that addresses everything. Okay. It would be worse if I didn't do your best until the end. Enjoy the whole day. Yeah, you can link it if you can. I don't know. Ciao. Bye bye. It would be worth if you didn't do your best until the end, enjoying it the whole way. Oh, he's here. Oyashiro-san came in. Everyone hurried to stand up. What? Oh, it's the police. Hello, everyone. Excellent work out there. Ah, you can be at ease. Thank you, sir. Not even my seniors, who usually talk big about themselves, can hold a candle to Oyashi-san. Oyashi. I think I said it right. We all bow as if it were one of those cheering squad of old. Kuraudo Oishi. A detective is just waiting to retire, one who doesn't pay much mind to rules and regulation and doesn't do much in the way of real work. That's mean. He looks like a rotten old man with a penchant for dirty jokes. My seniors, though, tell me he was a real fighter in his younger days and that he may or may not have quite a heroic legend train behind him. Anyway, he surely had much dignity and presence in the room than the section chief who came in with him. Aaron, I really thank you for all your hard work on the preparation for the festival tomorrow. Everybody present standing upright lent their ear to the chief's direction. We're on heavy alert for the thrill-seeking criminal expecting another incident like last year. I need all of you to focus your energy as much as possible on your mission to prevent any crimes from happening. Yes, sir. Of course, it would be best if nothing happened. However, everyone, please assume that an incident will in fact occur. Prevention is number one, but it probably won't be enough. This year too, someone will die and someone will disappear. There's really no doubt about it. Everyone apart from the section chief smiled painfully. Ishi-san, that won't do. We need to be more serious about this. The important part isn't to get past the night of the festival. It's to be able to quickly, swiftly, and aggressively pursue whatever does happen tomorrow night. I won't tolerate anything less than your best. Clench those cheeks. We're gonna rip all the skin off the ghost of Yoshiro-sama's curse. Yo! So he's prepared. Like, even in the last game, he was prepared. Exit. Save and load. Save. Yes. Close and continue. Let's go. Like this. Wow. It's Keiichi-kun. Good morning, good morning. Ren was ecstatically waving her hands at me, already brimming with energy. What do you mean good morning? It's already evening. Just say hello or something. But this is the first time I've seen you today, so I think good morning is right. I got it. Okay, let's get... Then good morning it is. Good morning, Rena. I grabbed Rena by the head and rubbed it with my hand. She squirmed, revealing the motion like a cat. Hey, Akei-chan. Sorry about yesterday. I left without telling you. No, it's my fault. Sorry for making you wait so long. Are you talking about setting up for the festival yesterday? How was it, Keiichi-kun? Did you do your job properly? The slight muscle pain through my body and my sluggish movements were already obvious. I did great. I'm pretty worn out now, though. I grinned dryly and the three of us break into laughter. Where's Satako and Rika-chan? Are they meeting up with them at the festival? Yep. Rika-chan's actually been there since yesterday because she has such an important job. I think Satako-chan stayed with her, so they're already at the shrine. Right, I just remembered. Today was Rika-chan's big performance. She's been practicing especially hard for this day. As her friend, I need to make sure I went and cheered her on. Alright, let's go right away. Yeah. As we got closer to the shrine, we started passing more and more people and seeing a lot of parked cars. It began to be noisier too. I thought I could hear something like a Bond dancing song. Bond dancing song? Brain. No, not working today. Cool. Okay. Without being able to restrain my patience, I dashed the entire flight of stairs. Keiichi-kun, you're going too fast. Wait for me. Man, Kai-chan, you're such a little kid. Wow, the shrine grounds, they were really packed with people. If the festival... it was a festival if I ever saw one. Wow, they went all out this year too. Amazing, amazing. They're coming from Hinamizawa. The bedridden old man from the Kamiyoshi branch family is also here. I think the old man went home to Watanagashi last year and stayed in bed ever since. Yeah, there were a lot of villagers here and I didn't really know. They must have all been pouring in just for today. Oh, it's Satako-chan. Hey. Oh, if it isn't everyone. Hello to you all. Yes, Satako, there's a lot of people today. Don't get lost in the crowd, okay? Who do you think you're talking to? Satako too seemed somehow energetic. Of course, I'm the same way. Where's Rika-chan? She still has free time, doesn't she? Rika was giving her respects to the mayor and the other important people. She shall come before long. I see Rika-chan is the shrine medium for today's festival after all. It's probably a pain for her to say hello to all the elders. It really is a pain. Hello everyone. How, Rika-chan? I want to take you home. Rika-chan wore an immaculate shrine maiden outfit that looked fresh off the shelf. It was a perfect fit for her somehow mystical appearance. How does it fit? It's not too long, is it? My grandma had gave me some safety pins just in case the sleeves are too long. It's alright. It's really comfortable. As she spoke, she began to do some twists and stretches. It's great, it's so cute. Oh! There was approximately one person here getting nosebleeds from watching Rika-chan move. Come on, Ray. Keiichi-kun, don't you think she's cute, don't you? If you don't, then she'll be all mine and I'll take her home with me. I think she's really cute. Totally cool. Enough that I want to pretend to be her brick brother or that and take a picture with her. If we take a picture from two different places and make a stethoscope, we can eat or whatever, stare at a real-life Rika-chan at our houses whenever we want. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic. Rena's eyes and mine glittered with stars as our noses bled and we drooled. What the fuck, man? Get me out of here. No. Rika, you best stay away from them. Yes, I might get locked away in the basement somewhere. You look like you're enjoying it though, Rika-chan. Me, you're being harsh. We all laughed together again. Okay, let's not hang out here. Let's get to the festival. There's not much time left until Rika-chan's big debut. You're right, great. Let's go, everyone. Yeah. Yo, if it isn't the daughter of Sonazaki, eat up. The yakisoba is packed full of pork. This year we filled it up much as we could. We even put it fried calamari. Gotcha, old-timer. The yakisoba this year looks quite an achievement. You have squid too. You put a ton of time into this, didn't you? Wow, it's tasty, it's tasty. Yes, the squid is delicious, but the aroma is just fantastic. It wonderfully compensates for how soft it tends to be. There's a delightful amount of squid and pork in it too. Yep, not bad at all, I say. Keiichi-kun, you sound like you could walk into a cooking program and become the host. Yeah, when I see Keiichi-kun acting like it's so good, it's something tastes even better. I don't discriminate about delicious food, so anything that I say is tasty has got to be worth trying out, right? Then Keiichi, please give us your opinion of this yakisoba again. I'll do it in 2 words. Absolutely scrumptious. If I had a second stomach, I'd buy another one right now. Having heard my 3-star rating, a whole line of people suddenly formed in front of the yakisoba stand. Wow, that's amazing. Keiichi said it was so good that the little crowd started to form. Not bad. It was nothing to brag about, but I still decided to stick out my chest and put on airs. Oh, is that so? Then perhaps I shall try it out. Mister, could I have a perchance bother you for one tokoyaki? Satoko brought a stick of tokoyaki balls of fried octopus from the adjacent stand and, after blowing on it, put one of them into her mouth. How is it, Satoko-chan? If you give it a good rating, then Rina will buy it too. Chomp chomp. Chew chew. Gulp. Now it's time for the Hinamizawa Michelin judge Satoko Hari to give her impression. Though she was all for it a moment ago, Satoko hesitated to give her thoughts. Hey now, what's the matter? Everyone takes out their own and puts it in their mouth. Huh? When I got gipped. Mine's bad too. There's no octopus in it. This takoyaki vendor. Could this be some sort of summer festival only octopus-free takoyaki stand? An evil takoyaki stand that skipped on the octopus because they figured it would make them good money today. Mine has some. Yeah, it's pretty good considering all the octopus in it. How am I supposed to explain that this octopus-free takoyaki is any good? Everybody wonder about that. Our quizzical look sent them to draw equally dubious stares at the people in line. How about this? Takoyaki without any octopus is really healthy, and even people who don't like octopus can eat this delicious takoyaki. After hearing that, several surprised guests left the line. It had an exact opposite effect. Alright then, I'll give them a try next. A self-inspired take on takoyaki in which you can only clearly taste the simple flavors of the flower green onions and pickled ginger. The non-effective taste is blustered by the absence of octopus. You're doing it worse. It wasn't half bad, but after hearing there is no octopus in its claws, even more people left the line. Rika-chan, any good comments? You can be honest. 400 yen is too much for this. That was too honest. Even more custom will leave the line dealing with little blow. There were other takoyaki standing around after all. Well, I mean, we might not want to be doing this. Hey Satoko, you started all this, so give us a great big turnaround. I cannot do it. How do you expect me to lavish praise upon takoyaki without any octopus in it? God, you idiot. Satoko's angry outburst was the finishing blow. The customers are all gone. Huh? The guy is staring at us. Why is that? Why is that? Ow. Sigh, there's no saving this crowd. Perhaps I, Keiichi-mara, will lend a generous hand. Keiichi-kun, you could do it. We want you to save the takoyaki vendor who didn't put any octopus in. Don't smile as you do something so bitter. Alright, fine. This may be the only chance you'll ever get to see a pro who works a bunch for it. I shoved the stick into the octopus like takoyaki and crammed it into my mouth. As before, there wasn't any octopus in it, but Mion had some in it. That was the important point. The man who runs this takoyaki, he truly loves takoyaki. in every meaning of the word. No, it couldn't have been said that he adores it. Huh? Everyone gasped in surprise, including the Takoyaki when glaring at us. This man truly does love Takoyaki, and because he loves it, he doesn't want to create half-hearted, random ones. Isn't that right? The Takoyaki looked down, unsure. Those watching were listening intently, wanting to know why Octopus lets Takoyaki deserve such a high rating. Keiichi-san, if he really and truly loved Takoyaki that much, why didn't he make Takoyaki well out of us? Is he not betraying that very Takoyaki? You may be right. In one sense, it is betrayal. However, it is the best possible compensation this man could find. This man is making little Takoyaki today, as he always does. However, only one of two of them are each sticks are the real ones. Well, you're right. The one I ate had octopus in it, and considering it did actually have it in it, it didn't taste bad at all, you know? Right, that was a bona fide Takoyaki. And for others, it was the biggest compromise he could make against the biases of the general populace who think all that need to be 8 pieces of to the stick or else it's not real Takoyaki. Wait, what? Keiichi-kun, I don't understand what you mean. Why is one of them the real thing and all the others are the fake ones? Why? Secret lies with the octopus. Mister, this octopus is a true Akashi octopus, isn't it? Recently, the number of octopuses caught in the Akashi was decreased. Their prices have been risen drastically. The prices are now so high that you wouldn't think of using them in Takoyaki. The man who had been looking down this whole time mumbled, "Yeah, that's right. Akashi octopus is very expensive." But this man absolutely had to have the Akashi octopus. He could have brought much worse quality octopus but for cheaper, but as he wanted, and then he would still have been to fool everyone. That's our plenty of other scamming Takoyaki vendors who claim that there's a Akashi, even though they're not. This man wouldn't accept it. He wouldn't tell lies. Akashi octopuses are supreme. He would never oh my god. My throat hurts. Wait, let me drink water. Oh my god. But this man wouldn't accept it. He wouldn't tell lies. Akashi octopus are supreme. He would never relinquish this one stubborn conviction. This man loved Takoyaki. That's why he never lied. Yet there was one point he had to compromise on. What might that be? The number. The popular number is that the stick of Takoyaki should have 8 pieces on it. Even if it's the real Akashi octopus, he couldn't charge 400 for just 1 piece, could he? If he didn't have 8 pieces, nobody would buy them. This man wept over it. In order to make just 1 true piece of Takoyaki, he would ever let himself live through the other 7. Wow, the Akashi, oh wow, the octopus free Takoyaki vendor burst into tears. Holy shit, you made the vendor cry. I gently clapped one on his shoulder. No matter what anyone else says, I'll never forget how genuine you are. You, sir, are a true vendor of Takoyaki. You are the only one in the world with the right to call himself that. Clap, 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 clap. Everybody's clapping. As I embraced his shoulder, shedding his manly tears, those watching delivered a round of applause, moved by my speech. Holy shit. Everyone, I beg of you, please eat some of this true Takoyaki vendor Takoyaki. If we don't treasure genuine men like this, then how can we protect the true path of the Takoyaki? If nobody else will eat them, then I will eat them all. Wow, everyone's watching, lining up. Keiichi-kun, you did it, you did it. I think it's more that they thought Keiichi-kun propaganda speech was interesting rather than the Takoyaki actually looked at Keiichi-chan. You could probably sell plain old rocks if you tried. You would go over well at the entrance of the Akihabara station. Rika, I never heard of this Akihabara. Where is it? Absolutely stunned at my successful bid, the guy manning the stall next to us called out to me. Hey, you guys, do you want any sweets too? Great, you all got the gist of it, right? It's your turn this time, Rena. Okay, I'll do my best. How? When apricots sweet are cold, they're very good. The apricots is sitting so quietly nicely on top of the syrup. How it's so cute. I wanna take them home. How? It looks like she lost herself in the midway thought. But a girl is having such natural praise was itself bringing in some customers. A line was quickly forming behind Rena. Next up is the Okonomiyaki stand. Satsuko, you're up. Rather well. The crunch of the fried tempura batter mixed with the yokashiba yakisoba is simply to die for. With a huge piece of bacon laid on top, what you bite into it all comes flooding out. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, that's freaking great. Now I want to try some too. Then a huge lamp thrown at my words. What on earth is this? So basically all the onlookers are just following us around to all the stands. When people hear about the food from others and then try it, then it does a lot better than it normally would. So that's it. I don't know what it's playing, but I hope it's Satoko loses. It's called Let's Go Around the Vendors and praise the food so that vendors get more money from it, apparently. That's the game. And I'm pretty sure K-chan won because he saved the vendor twice. Hello, Amin, how you doing? Oh, nice, the older guys are getting into it too. Okay, K-chan, which one should I do? Right, Mion, you go to the stand next to that. Show them the depths of your power. But K-chan, the stall next to that is... whoops, a goldfish cupid stand. A bit out of the element. Oh shit. How do you win this? You can't. It's fish. No, as club president, I won't flee no matter what or who or what my opponent. Let's get started. I look forward to a splendid performance, Mion-san. The onlookers were also watching Mion with hopeful eyes. Welcome, welcome. Here's your net and bowl. Okay, here we go. The goldfish are energetic today. They really look delicious. No, no, no. We don't eat goldfish. No. Small things like these, you can just crunch on them the whole... What the fuck? Mio, no. Mio, no. Mother. Mion, what in the world are you saying? Mi-chan, you eat them? Do you eat one of the one Rena caught last year too? No, I didn't say anything like that. You kinda did though. Mion's face went from red and shook it venomly in denial. Well, I mean, you just said yourself that they really look delicious. Yes, you did indeed say so. My sister is omnivorous. She eats anything that can go in her mouth. Why? Why make it a dirty joke out of this? If they taste good, then maybe I'll try one next time. No, Rika-chan, don't! You'll get sick! Yeah, pretty much. Wait a second. Hey, what in the hell? Shion, how long have you been here? Hey, Ake-chan, Mion, everyone, good evening. Where did you come from, Shion? I've been here since the bit with the yakisoba. You were all so loud that I found you right away. Oh god, we're that friend group. Oh no. Jeez, you've got nothing to do with this, do you? Go somewhere else already. Jeez, Mion, don't treat me so cruelly. Right, Kei-chan? Don't put me in the middle of this. Don't put the brother in the middle of this. You're okay with me being here, right? No, don't put me in the middle of this, I beg you. She asked, grabbing my arm, pushing her chest into it. Fuck me sideways, why? Why put me in the middle of this? I will not say that word. Fuck you. Keiji-kun, you're... What the fuck? Why am I the pervert? You're a pervert, your nose is bleeding. Well, thank you. Maybe I have something wrong with my veins. Have you ever thought of that? When you squeeze the jelly donut, the jelly comes out, right? It's the same. This isn't something I have any control over it. Why am I playing this? Yeah, is that right? Then will more come up with I squid? No, no, stop, lady, please. You're making this hard. No, you're making this harder than it has to be. That's what I wanted to say. Fuck you. Why am I even here? This game is playing itself. Squeeze. Shion is her cleavage is right up against my... Okay. Yeah, Shion, what the heck are you trying to do? How vulgar! I seem to have misjudged you. What about my flat chest? What the fuck? No, no. Yuki-chan claps onto my other... No! Fuck me, no! I hate everything right now. This is no. Fuck. Oh, I'm not reading this. Fuck you. Fuck you, Kei-chan. Boom, bang, bang. Shion, Rika-chan and I, our faces, nose bruised, fell on the ground, lips sprawled. Thank you, I mean, thank you. Yes, the fucking horror. At least the game knows when it stops itself, so there's that. I swear I looked at the rating. I swear I looked at the rating and there was no sexual content or hentai written on it. I swear I looked. This is misleading. You're a very misleading game. Nice job, Rena. Hey, everyone's so dirty. How? Rena punched me. It really hurts. Rika, you get what you deserve. Really? Wait, Umeniko is the Victorian one, right? I know that's Higurashi and then Umeniko. And Umeniko looks like a Victorian type of style of game. And something to do with the family, right? I think I have it. Probably, hopefully. Sheesh, now that Shion was here, the energy around has increased 120%. I think the developers were like, how much can we get? How much can we get? What's it called? Oh my god, my brain is stopped working. How much can we get across without getting in trouble? You know what I mean? They wanted to test the limits. That's it. That's what they wanted to test the limits. Your friends are so much fun, Mion. I never get bored with them. Alright. If you weren't here, I would be way more fun, you know. I want to stay with you all, but if I continue seducing Kei-chan, my sister looks like she's literally gonna bite my head off. Stop with the seducing, Kei-chan. Well, most of the usually make stuff like this so that their games sell well. That's why the old Fate, Tsukahime, and a lot of Nasa, but the remakes don't have any. Really? Oh. Nice. So, Old Fate and Tsukahime have a lot of not safe for work. I really have to like look at the... I already do it when I'm like streaming for Twitch. Like I look at the tags, right? And some have like, it says gore and all that, but usually it doesn't say nudity, and there's always options to like hide the nudity, like in the menu option in the controls. But yeah, I don't play like those kinds of games, so I'm very strict of not messing with Twitch's guides and regulations. That's why this game makes me antsy. Like the first episode didn't have this. The first episode didn't have this, seriously. So I'll retreat for now. I'll be back. See you, Mion. Ever since Shion came into the game, it's like, what the fuck's happening? This game is totally different. Don't be back. Get the salt, someone get the salt. She ain't no demon, I think. After teasing her older sister Stoman, Shion ran off away into the crowd of people and disappeared. I feel that I have borne witness to a rare sight of Mion-san. When Mi-san is with Shi-chan, she looks kinda cute. Rina smiled happily, earning her a whack on the head from Mion. Don't say dumb stuff, let's get to the next stand already. When we went about just like that, really noisy and lively, to the other stands. I never been to a festival, I really want to though. Where we were playing money towards the beginning, but midway through the guys running the shops thought we were just too funny. And we ended up being able to fool around without playing much more. Can we get to the horror, please? Not the horror of me getting banned from Twitch, but the horror, you know, when people die. I'm so weird. Thump. The vigorous sound of the big taiko drum echoed throughout the air. Now that would be an awesome sound effect. Rika, it looks like it's time. And yep, looks like it. Right, just about time for Rika-chan to appear in the offertory dance. I'm a little nervous. Believe in yourself. All your sweat will definitely amount to something, Rika-chan. Mion slapped hard on Rika-chan's back. That's right, you'll do fantastic, Rika. I'll do my best. I really want to see what shrine maidens do. Like, on a festival like this. It's probably awesome. I should probably look it up on YouTube if there is a post or something like that. Yeah, that's the spirit. I balled my hands into fists and raised them into the air. We're rooting for you, Rika-chan. Go for it. Yay, remember? Go for it. Yay! Rika gave the best smile I have ever seen, then pivoted on her heel and ran off. Okay, we should get going too. Right, let's go cheer her on. You mustn't. You must keep silent during the performance. I got it, jeez, I rubbed my hand through her hair. She was worried about her good friend up to the end. Then we'll better hurry. All the good spots will be taken. Come on, come on. Mion ran off and everybody else followed a moment later. A large amount of people had already clustered into the tight space to watch the indifying dance. Wow, this is a lot of people. I turned around to look at everybody else, but nobody was there. Where did everybody go? They probably got lost among all these people. I have a feeling they went out killing. That's just my feeling. Finally, I spotted the back of Mion's head on the other side of the crowd. It definitely doesn't look like I can get over there. Well, we got separated, no big deal. We can just meet up back with Rika-chan dance is over. I gave up on finding the others and wandered around trying to look for a chance where it'd be able to do better. It didn't take long for me to realize I'd have to settle for watching between the heads of the people in front of me though. Thump. Once again, an even louder taiko drum responded. This was one to announce the beginning of the dance. I couldn't see very well, but it seems like Rika-chan had come on stage with the elders who were in priestly grab. I heard a low exclamation of admiration. and the seniors drawing their prayer breeds ingratitudes. Everyone's head were in the way, and I couldn't see. It was really frustrating. We should have cut playtime short and come here to get a good spot earlier. After Rika-chan intoned the prayer, she took the festival hoe, okay, and walked to the pile of quilt stacks on the altar. And I know they had to do that from the first episode. I remember this. That's right. The point of the ceremony was to purify bedding to hold a memorial service, wasn't it? Yes! Then the solemn offertory dance began. She had practiced using a mochi pounding mallet. The awkward shaped festival hoe Rika-chan held someone really heavy. Seemed really heavy. Back and forth, up and down. It was doubtably difficult to even lift it in air, but she sweated and waved and raised and dropped it again and again and again. She couldn't just deal with it and do it grudgingly. As the shrine maiden, she needed to retain the dignity and solemnity present at the festival. There must be a ton of pressure on Rika-chan's shoulder right now. Damn, why am I cheering her on from a place I can barely see her? I'm her friend, I should be right up to the spot rooting for her. Keiichi-kan, over here! Someone tugged lightly on the back of my shirt collar. It was Shion. She knocked me to the other side of the crowded ring of people. She had a mischievous grin on her face, and I took it as her saying she could get a good place nobody else knew of. Shion, what's up? Shh. Just be quiet and come with me. After she told me so, she ran in a big detour around the thong. Man, it's great to have someone who knows how to lay off the land here at times like this. Impressed though I was, I nearly lost sight of her right away. No more getting separated from me. I ran after her so I wouldn't be far left behind. As I wondered in anticipation of what kind of secret spot Shion had in mind, we left the crowd of people and went around to the back of the shrine grounds. Wait, no, Rika needs support. Rika needs support. Where are you going? Where are you going? We're getting further and further away. Shh. Just stay quiet and follow me. You'll understand soon. Shion gave me a wink that reminded me of Mion as she said that this is bad. No sign of people and not much moonlight. It was dark. We had gotten pretty far from the crowd of people on the shrine grounds. You're such a bad fucking friend. You're a fucking bad friend. What the fuck? How are we supposed to see Rika-chan dance from here? You love Shion. I'm just confused as fuck. Where are we going? I see there's a high spot around here somewhere, isn't it? Like a rooftop or something we can look down at it, right? What? Why do we have to climb onto the roof? Well, how else are we supposed to see Rika-san's dance? Did you really want to see Rika-chan's dance? You motherfucker. You motherfucker. Okay. The only reason I was in the crowd was to see Rika-chan's dance. Keiichi, you better grow up here and just say, no, I have to see this dance. Keiichi-kun, could it be that your strike zone is really... Why am I here? I don't think we're understanding each other here. Weren't you going to show me somewhere I can see Rika-chan's dance from easily? What? Who made you that promise? Fuck me sideways. Nah, what's going on? Why me? Why do I always misunderstand Shion? Is it my fault? Am I just reading the wrong things into it? Then why did you call me all the way here? With an expression of indicating she wasn't fooling around, she pressed an inner tinder to her lips and slowly and quietly. This place is dark, that empty spot. You can't see it from the festival ground. And now a male and female of the same age are alone together. Keiichi-kun, even I knew this man is so oblivious I can't even. Could this be? She's not playing something crazy, is she? Shh, look over there. See? Shion whispered, pointing into the dark underbush. And there we saw two figures, one male and one female. What's that? Is that We're right at the scene of the residue. Oh my god. Shion, why? Ah! This is bad. I don't want this. This reminds me so much of my cousin and her friend. They did this, and I said, "What the fuck are you doing? Don't do this." Oh no. See, look closely. No, can you tell who they are? No. I peer intently into the darkest Shion's suggestion. It was Tomitake and Tanako-san. The two of them were clearly breathing quietly and glitching around to make sure nobody knew they were here as they crouched before the entrance of the wooden storehouse-like building. Wait, Shion. Could this be what you wanted to show me? Kei-chan, you can see Rika-chan dance any year, but you ever get another chance like this, okay? Fuck everything. Why am I here? I don't want to be. This is so uncomfortable. No! I'm losing my voice. Oh my god, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. I had thought that the Sonisaki sisters each had their own personality, but at times like this, they seemed all too similar. I'm going back. Don't call me if something like this happens again. Ah, if you move now, they'll see us. At our noise, Tomitaka turned around. Oh, who might that be? We held our breaths and tried to wait it out, but they seemed that Tanako was now actually aware of our presence. She and I exchanged glances, they gave up and climbed out behind the bush. Well, hello there. Their moon is sure beautiful tonight, isn't it? My, if it isn't Shion-chan and my Barakun. Good evening. Yes, the moon is certainly is pretty. You son of a... Okay. What's this, Kichikun? You sure are smart, you know that? Having a secret date in a place like this. Then I guess we accidentally interrupted something important. Ha 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 ha. No, you did not. I'm pretty sure I'm 15 or 16, so get your mind out of the gutter. You're the one who we're meeting up secretly. Mitake-san and Tanaka-san laughed to themselves, and it got my nerves for some reason. Wait, so you two aren't having a little rendezvous then? Of course we weren't. Though I don't dislike that kind of romance. Haha. Unfortunately, this wasn't the location of the rendezvous either of you would have wanted to see. Sorry for not living up to your expectations. No, I'm just happy you didn't. That these kids. You know what? I'm not gonna talk now. I feel very uncomfortable. If this wasn't a rendezvous, then what were you doing? Tomitake-san, were you messing around with the padlock of the door just now? Oh, are they trying to get the... Oh, what was it again? The objects that are used for the ritual that people sink in the swamp. Oh my god, I read it. After she said that, I looked at the two of them again, and they definitely saw it. They were hunched in front of a warehouse door, folding with a pretty heavy-looking padlock. Also, the thing that the two were talking about, it was about these two were talking about getting into the getting the objects. Guess we've been found out, huh? We were trying to break into the warehouse. But don't tell anyone, alright? Why? Don't tell anyone? Are you thieves or something? I demanded unthinkingly, just because of how absent Tomitake-san was grinning. Nah, never. Thieves are probably who steal things, right? It's not like that. We were trying to take anything out of here. I see. Then why are you trying to unlock the door? This is the forbidden storehouse for ritual tools. Ritual tools, yeah, that's the thing. They said only the Furade family and a mere handful of others are allowed in. Forbidden storehouse. I took a few steps back and that looked the Ataro warehouse. It certainly looked like one, but built removed from any sign of people, almost as if in secret. It was filthy, revealing how little it was ever opened. It was built to be durable, giving it a strange, overpowering impression. Now that I look at it more closely, it's certainly different from normal warehouses. This place, They call it ritual implements. Ritual implements, that's what it... See, my brain is just dumb. Basically, this is the warehouse where they store such tools used in rituals. Well, more accurately, maybe it was a temple where the implements are enshrined. The ritual hall Rika-chan is using for the offertory dance was inside here until today. Of course, not everybody but the Furade family and theirs. Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's how we do. The fucking music came back. They bring impurity into it so absolutely no one is allowed a single step inside. It's a sanctuary. Shouldn't we absolutely not be coming to a place like this then? However, Tanaka was wearing a childlike expression, an innocent smile at best, and a terribly cruel grin at worst. I told you I was researching Hinamizawa folk tales and legends out of the interest in them, didn't I? A lot of the answers to the question I'm curious about a hidden way inside here. I waited all this time until today for this chance. A chance? Everybody's eyes were fixated on the dance at the shrine grounds today. This was the ultimate blind spot. I see. I didn't know you had a lock-picking skills, Tomitake-san. Stop it. I don't want to be doing this, okay? Sorry for taking you along with me, but this was all the thanks to you, Jiro-san. I really am grateful. Sheesh. This is the only time, understand, Tomitake-san? I don't want to be sneaking into places like this. You really are a good person, Jiro-san. You're such a bad person, Tomitake-san. Like, why would you do this to Jiro-san? Kerchink? Because I'm pretty sure this is how he dies. Tomitake-san undid the padlock and placed it to the side. It's open. Thank you. At long last. Tanako-san gulped. With an unusually excited air about her, she gave the heavy door a shove. The sharp smell of mold and dust flowed out from the gap in the door. My god, you're gonna get so many diseases just for mold. I had claimed confidence in, but in this situation I could believe in them. If we went in such a holy place with our shoes on, it feels like we could be punished somehow. How about it? Your accomplices too. You come all the way here, so why not come in and take the tour? No, 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 no. Look, there were things in my life that kind of made me a believer to fucking curses and ghosts and spirits and fucking holy interventions and all that. I had those experiences, and I'm just like, don't fucking mess with shit like this. Like, nothing good comes out of it. It's so bad. And you want to go, you literally have a vindictive god, Oyashiro-sama, right? And you're testing fates with fucking going on into his holy grounds. I'm not really sure that's an okay thing to do. I'm pretty sure it's not. You're fucking messing with fate here. And it's only open today, hee hee. No, we're not accomplices or anything. Aren't you interested though? No, I would very much like to have my head on my shoulders, please. Come on, let's take a peek. No, I refuse. Shion said predictably, linking her arm in mine. But we definitely shouldn't be doing this. Thank you, Keiichi-kun. The only one with the head. This is a holy warehouse, isn't it? You said ritual implements, right? I really feel like we shouldn't go in. I'm a part of the Sonzaki family, so I have a good guess as to what we'll find in there. But I want you to see it too, Kei-chan. You want to show something to me, please don't. I thought it was just a ploy, but Shion-san looked entirely serious. Of course she was some sort who can lie with a straight face. Of course, I was an average boy too. My curiosity was at least twice that of a normal person. Sleeping forbidden traps or never to leave this warehouse. Chances like this don't come around often. Too often. Oh god, Kei-chan, you're an idiot. If I had to choose, then I want to see. Until the locked door is open though, I don't know about this. If you're not interested in Kei-chan, then you can leave now. Thank you. I'll think you'll wonder about it later though. Just fucking go, Kei-chan. But listen to me. Be an idiot another day. Be alive today, please. Just leave. Just. Tomitake-san spoke about listening to her discussion, having himself having sat down on the stairs to take a short rest. I'll keep watch here. Oh yeah. Oh sure, Jiro-san. You get away with it because you have to keep watch. Go in and check it out with them. No, I'm not too interested. Why the fuck can I not stay here with you? But I might be pretty interesting for a young guy like you, Keiji-kun. Fu fu fu. Son of a bitch, he said, laughing mischievously. Can somebody bitch slap Jiro-san? Please, Jiro, you're just as bad. You opened the lock. You sitting on hollow grounds. You're gonna fucking get killed. Me, if I go in there and snoop around, I'm gonna get fucking killed first. There was no ill will in his laughter. Tomitake-san, do you know what's in there? Kind of. Tanako-san told me all about it. Must be a pain to have all to go along with your companion's unique hobbies, huh? Tomitake-san didn't answer that, only responding with a pained smile. Tomitake-san, Jiro, you're such a what's the word, simp? I think the word is simp. Yeah. Tomisake-san had this kind of scary air about her, like she dropped absolutely everything else for something she had an interest in and goes straight for it. But Tomitake-san, Tanako-san, sorry, Tomitake-san on the other hand seemed like the gold standard of what a normal person should be. Thank you. Having him tell me so frankly to go check it out suddenly made me guilt feel lighter. No! Okay, but just no! No! If it's not interesting, I'm leaving. Idiocy apparently runs. Oh my god, somebody call his parents. He needs to be checked out. You got it. Chio gave me a me on like wink. Looks like we're decided. Shall we go inside? Jiro-san, we'll leave this to you. Mitake-san waved his hand to see us off. The inside is pitch black, but Tanako-san turned on the battery-powered lantern she brought, revealing a pretty cramped front room. It's so dark in here. Everyone take care not to trip over anything. I appreciate the concern. Okay, doorman. Keep a good watch. We're shutting the door now. Tomitake-san smiled spitefully. Tanako-san smiled spitefully and leaving Tomitake-san out of something fun and began to close the door. Man. Alright, everyone, have fun. He's the only one with the brain, apparently. There was a low, heavy, and loud sound, and we were completely cut off from the outside world and covered in silent darkness. Tanako-san's lantern was the only light we had. It'll be fine. It's an outside lantern with a backup battery inside. It won't go out or anything. Looks like Tanako noticed my uneasy expression. I couldn't help but blush a little and avert my eyes. What are you, a fucking maiden of the 19th century? Deeper inside, there was a heavy and old but sturdy door with solemn decorations on it. It was the last door sealing away what was within. Strange how it has an untouchable. Okay, a chamber, antechamber. Okay. Even though it was just a warehouse, isn't it? I'm sorry, English is not my first language, but I have like spoken it for years now, and I'm still like, what the fuck does this word mean? I believe it's all set up this way so that you open the door at a time, never letting the room with all the tools be seen from the outside. Tanaka-san explained this, awfully impressed by the construction. But still, it's really dark in here. Huh. That over there, I spotted a circus breaker hanging from a clump of wiring, clumsily attached to the wall. Oh, here it is, the light switch or something. I flipped the biggest switch I can find, and with a click, the pitch-black room was illuminated by an old barrel light bulb. Everyone scrunched up their faces at the sudden strobe-like brightness. Don't! Before she could even finish, Sion slapped my hand and flipped the switch back. There was another loud click and the room returned to darkness with only a lantern for illumination. Ow! You can't, Kei-chan! We snuck in here, remember? If you turn on the lights, it might give us away. I was scolded by Shion fairly harshly. Yeah, you could have explained to him before going inside. It looked like she was worried about whenever someone had seen from the momentary light. It's alright. It was only for a moment. Tanaka-san remained a relaxed adult. It seemed like she was confident she could talk her way out of someone that see us. Let's go in. Here we go. There. The even heavier door opened, and this time it wasn't just the dust that came out with the air. There was also a nasty smell. One smell was like opening a dust-filled cupboard in the back of a kitchen that hadn't been opened in years, and the other smell was a nasty one. It was hard to explain, but it was like raw odor of fish market. Do we believe there is a dead body in here? From how the sound echoed, this room felt far larger than the first. Tanako-san held up a lantern and revealed the contents of the expensive room. Wow. At the back of the wall, a storehouse. Right in front of us was a Buddha-like holy object standing there looking down at us. It was taken aback by its unseen force, lit up by the slender beam of the lantern. That is the guardian god of Oh, fuck me. Ah. That's the guardian god of Hinamizawa, Yoshiro-sama. It's far grander than the one at the shrine, Yoshiro-sama. So this is the spirit protecting Hinamizawa. We are so fucked. Oh, we are so fucked. The one guarding the holy land of Hinamizawa from the impurities of the outside world, and the one delivering punishment after punishment upon those who attempted to sully the land with the damned construction. Oh, we're so fucked. It looks like there are far more tools stored in here than I thought, but this is so sad. None of them have been maintained. How unfortunate they're such a state. Even in the limb I could see a lot of strange objects lying in the wall, ceilings and shelves. Tanako-san, speaking as if it was a trance, was infatuated by the various implements filling the dark room. They weren't very festival-like or traditional, but instead they were more like a workshop of a blacksmith or a carpenter. There were a lot of large wooden and metal tools packed in tools packed in there. Putting it bluntly, it was pretty boring stuff. I'd imagine there would be more artistic things in here from the Heian period, but Heian period? When was that? My god, can you just give like, oh, Heian period from this and this time period, like time. Like, I'm so confused. Before it was another period, now it's Heian period, but I'm just like, what the fuck? What time is that? These are far cry from being cultural artifacts. My expression betrayed my dashed hopes, and they caught on right away. Oh, is this not interesting for you? I'm not into literature or art, so I can look at the stuff, but I don't really understand its value. Foo-foo! Keiichi-kun, you really do look like you don't get it. I guess that's only natural. Tanako-san reached into a paper bag she'd been holding on the whole time, took a worn scrapbook and began to flip through it. I think the 7th mod made a small explanation under each, like, Showa era and stuff. Oh, man. That would be nice. Like, I get this is made in Japan, and Japanese people will definitely know what all these periods are. I'm just like a girl from Europe, and I'm so confused because all my like when you talk periods, like Japanese periods, you only think like the old timey ones, and then the same happened when I like read like Demon Slayer, right? And they were like, oh, this is the period, and I'm just like, oh wait, you have trains. Which period is this? And then I'm just like looking at the time periods of Japan, being like, oh, that makes so much sense. Just then, Keiichi-kun, I'll tell you an old story. It's a common tale in this region. Oh fuck, you're gonna give me a heart attack, aren't you? If you go to the library, it would even be on their recommended reading list. Telling stories in such a dark, creepy pace. Worst thing for me is like when you want to solve a puzzle, but it's a play of words. Very true. Very true. Same. Oh, telling stories is such a dark, creepy place. You must have a horror story in mind. Like, it's, oh my god. Like, American games I get. American games, like, you know about American history, right? Japan is so secluded, and I literally bought books of Japan yokai and mythology because to me their like history is so cool and amazing. The same is with Native American and Indian. Like, you get American because Americans are very open about their legends and tales and myths, but people from around else are like, nah, man, we keep this hidden. If somebody goes looking for it, we don't want to be, you know, fucking them over, basically. Yeah, not talking about Higurashi, just in general. Oh, okay, yeah, true. It's just like, I don't know. Japan is very much secluded the way I see it, and me trying to figure out which period they're talking about, it's like, okay. If she had the same personality as me, she would have found fault with me being scared. I endure it for now and pretend to be calm. How can you be calm? Okay, alright, I'll read it. After confirming that I was going to be quiet and listen, she began to speak softly, like a kindergarten teacher reading a picture book. Oh god, now I'm gonna get... Long, long ago, in a certain village in the mountains, there was a swamp. This swamp was very, very deep. Some even called it bottomless. People said it was connected to Hell, the land of demons. The rumor said that it was deeper than the ocean, that anyone is swallowed up without sinking to the underworld, a bottomless swamp. Its name was Onigafuchi. Wait. I thought back to the story I heard yesterday about the sacrifices sinking into the bottomless swamp. Could that be the swamp she's talking about? So then the village was Hinamizawa, right? You catch on quickly. That's right. Though it was called Onigafuchi village at the time. Onigafuchi village. That's pretty in a spacious name. It evokes quite an image, doesn't it? I hear that the name was changed in the Meiji period. For fuck's sake, what's the Meiji period? The name of this one connected to hell was Kan Onigafuchi, that means the demon's abyss. And the true name of this Hinamizawa was Onigafuchi village. The villagers that came to the abyss, or to hell, in other words, they lived their lives worshipping the swamp set to connect to it. But then one day, demons began to appear one after another from the deep of from deep in the swamp. The villagers feared until hell was overflowing. The demons mercilessly attacked the villagers. They could only watch in fear. They could do no more than hide themselves in the tremble. So did someone exterminate them? Unfortunately, there is no Momotaro or Superman in this fairy tale. Don't bring Superman into this. Superman is very confusing as it is already. Who the fuck is Momotaro? Oh, maybe one in the books says the name. They did, then did they get the whole village together to fight them? Heavens no. The villagers weren't nearly as strong enough to fight on equal terms with demons. Then there's only recourse would be flee the village. They couldn't do that either. What the fuck? So they're gonna die? What? To the villagers, it was their beloved homeland. It didn't matter how terrifying the demons, they wouldn't have run away so easily. Then what did they do? Wouldn't they just get wiped out? Unable to fight, unable to run. All they could do was wait for the village to be destroyed. Then when everybody was lost hope, their god, Oyashiro-sama, decided to... Oyashiro-sama came. Fuck me. Wait, how do you know that Oyashiro-sama was a god and not a demon pretending to be a god? Okay, I'm getting too far. I'm getting too far into this. I see. So Yashiro-sama came down from the sky and beat up all the demons. Then you're such a boy, Keiichi-kun. You all jump straight to using force to resolve things. Shion sighed, a little annoyed. Embarrassed, I held my tongue. The thing about Yashiro-sama, he wasn't a violent god who would beat them up, like you're saying. He was kind god, filled with love and benevolence. And yet there's a thing called Oyashiro-sama's curse. The strength of Yashiro-sama descending from the heavens couldn't be compared to that of the demons. They didn't even fight, they simply prostrated themselves before his radiant authority. Yashiro-sama urged them to go back to hell from whence they came, but the demons wept and challenged him, saying they could never return. The world of the demons, too, has harsh commandments. They claim they have been banished from hell. Demons who didn't have a place to go were either in hell or in the human world. Of course, they were at fault for attacking the village. They deeply reflected on it and they were sorry. As the villagers conversed among themselves, little by little they came to pity the demons. What the fuck? Why do you pity the... Oh my god, okay. Decided to live amongst them. A lot of fairy tales have them being exterminated or driven away, but you don't often hear one where they live in peace. Inuyasha. Sorry, my brain. You just jumped there. You're right. Demons are supposed to be symbolize all evil. A story where they decide to live together with humans is certainly strange. When the demons first heard the villagers' invitation, they adopted their ears but soon burst into tears of joy. The villagers have given them a place to live. It was said that the payment for this good deed, the demons shared their many kinds of power and secrets with the villagers. The Yoshiro-sama was very pleased with the happy exchange. He gave the demons the bodies of humans so they would be indistinguishable for the villagers. He himself decided to stay on the surface and watch over the everlasting peace between them, a land in which man, demon, and god lived together. I had thought the word demon was a noun meaning evil that needs to be exterminated. A god may have mediated for them, but you don't often hear happy endings like this where both sides live in harmony. I see, I guess it's kind of interesting. Although the no more fairy tale ends there, it was revised quite a bit during the Edo period into a much longer story. I know the Edo period. I don't know when or where when it was, but I know the Edo period. Thank God, son. After that, the humans and demons intermixed, and eventually there was no difference between them. So the demons ended up disappearing? No, not at all. Half of them stayed just as they were. The knowledge of the villagers had received from the demons basically made them into something inhuman, what people call transcendent. You were well aware of the power they was hearsay, and those below worshipped them. They lived out their lives in secrecy. This story is the root of many derivative tales and pieces of fiction. It's the foundation, I mean. The basis. What do you mean by root? She means the part about the village having demon blood. What it means is all the legends from around here are based on the premise that the villagers are descended from demons. Inuyasha! Thank you. This is where we're going. There was a hint of amusement in Shion's face as she said that. It was like she wanted to say that too. She too had demon blood in her. Is there any proof though? Maybe somebody rooted in historical facts beyond just fairy tales. Oh, my Barakun. Then do you believe that demons really did come from the swan and breed with humans? Well, it's not that I don't believe, but when she said demons, she meant the ones from hell, but in ancient Japan, the word wasn't necessarily used to denote only that kind, right? The more well-known involves the drift in origin theory. As the story goes, Westerners who were shipwrecked in nearby cities had such markedly different customs that they were called demons. Oh, okay. Oh, that. Oh, okay. My brain is making connections. So, what you're saying is Hanimazawa was visited by people from outside of Japan, like people with different customs, and they wanted to take over Hanimazawa. So there was a mediator. The mediator made sure that both of them lived peacefully amongst themselves. They started families. They became involved in the people's culture, thus integrated in it. And as eons passed, they had mixed blood. That makes sense. Okay. Japanese people were relatively similar in appearance to other Asians, but everything about us from the West are different. Their physiques, their faces, and their skin color. In terms like red demon and blue demon evokes imagery, especially of Westerners. Lake, lacking in skin pigment, Westerners would sunburn easily and turn red. Being far-skinned, I think blood vessels that appear on the skin would look blue too. A handful of accidental aliens would drift into Japan and come under persecution, being called demons. Oh, my brain, thank you. That makes so much sense now. Okay. So we're taking a normal route. We're taking about serial killers and we're talking about how humans came, like, not humans, how people from the West came into Japan. Okay, that makes sense. How does that explanation sound? Maybe it's a bit childish. Tanako gave me a weird smile when having come up with such an improper hypothesis. I unconsciously followed it up with a self-deprecation. Still, she didn't smile as if to make fun of me. It's not ridiculous. There are a lot of people who subscribe to the drifting theory, origin theory. Even so, nobody actually knows what happened. Were there groups of Vernal who turned to banditry, or were they really demons who came from the bottom of the world? I mean, they could be one and the same. People usually make legends and folk tales about their experiences, I think. When the Tanako-san, which one do you believe? The truth of the matter aside, I rather believe the more fantastic explanation. It's more fun that way, isn't it? Her answer made her sound a wee bit like a romanticist. Here I thought she'd reject unrealistic stories like that. Now then, this is where the fun begins. Tanako-san brought an end to her storytelling and waits for a moment as to tantalize us. Question mark? Suddenly Shion looked around as something had caught her eye. Her head bubbled to and fro like she was making sure nothing had changed. What's wrong, Shion? I'm sorry. Please don't worry about it. Shion pretended to nothing had happened. Tanako also made sure nothing had happened, then cleared her throat and brought the next subject. I explained half of the villagers have demon blood. That blood, they actually say that it's the blood of the kind of demon that eats people. Man-eating demons. That escalated quickly. That blood still runs through the village's veins. They said that sometimes the blood awakens from its slumber. Though it's... oh my god, that makes so much sense for the first episode too! Like imagine you're Yoshiro-sama, right? And they say Yoshiro-sama is good, but what if it's not Yoshiro-sama? What if it's a defect in the blood that makes people more bloodthirsty? I think psychopathy and stuff like that also could run if it go back to a source. I thought it's a fairy tale had a happy ending with the humans and demons living together, but it began to suddenly change into a brutal, bloody story. Well, they eat people. They say that every decade or so they can't help but want to feast on human flesh. The villagers can't eat other villagers, so when this happened, it said that they descended on the human villagers and conducted onikakushi. What's an onikakushi? Wait, I heard about that. Broadly speaking, it's when a demon kidnaps someone. When a person is demoned away. They say that the villagers of Onigafuchi would overwhelm unfortunate human villagers in order to kidnap sacrifices. Tanaka-san's explanation was plain and simple, but when I imagine what it must have been like, it was terrifying. They lose their human reason. The villagers turn into real monsters and masse. They attack the villagers, they load in dirty world of the masses below. And then they kill and eat their sacrifices. So they are no different from demons at all. What did Oyashiro-sama do? Wasn't he supposed to be staying in the village and watch over them? Yoshiro-sama knew about it, of course. Wakakushi isn't indiscriminate. The villagers apparently never kidnapped any other than the sacrifices decided by their god. My god! Seriously, why is every god so bloodthirsty in old legends? God damn. In the text, it's usually one of two people. A villager inhabited by those both human and inhuman. It was like their heartwarming episode colors had inverted like negative film, revealing the painful and ugly truth. So on the night when they raided villages, they would feast on their kidnapped sacrifices, which is why the night came to be known as Watanagashi. Watanagashi. Tonight's festival was Watanagashi. You just couldn't reconcile the fun festival with the horrible tale Tanako-san was telling me. Watanagashi, well, wasn't it about giving thanks to the futons we use or the winter or something? Keiichi-kan. Wata has another meaning, you know? It means intro. Well, thank you. Thank you for the entrails, apparently. Shion, who has been silent until now, spoke up. Entrails? Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Like fish guts. Wait, what? Like a jigsaw puzzle, the fun times I had today and Tanako's grotesque tale clicked together in my mind. Watanagashi, so gut spilling. I didn't think saying that could ever feel so nauseating. Yes, it's as you imagine, my Barakun. Right now, the Watanagashi festival might be just somewhat early summer festival occurring every June, but it used to be different. It used to be a ghastly cannibalistic feast held on the night that the villagers had collected their unfortunate dinner. That can't be true. I had no real reason to say that, but it couldn't help it. My Barakun, you said that Watanagashi is a ritual about purifying futons, right? What do you think these futons filled with cotton with water represent? Futons are futons. They're beds. They're things for sleeping in. What else could they possibly represent? I was rattling on, desperate attempting to deny the horrible festival that Tanako-san was describing. Fuck me, this is... Okay, can I just say, some festivals, fun, have fun connotations, have fun bests, fun history. This is not a fun history, this is gut-wrenching. Deep down, however, I found myself understanding all too well what she meant. Futon stuffed with cottons. If the cotton represents entrails in both punctuation and meaning, then entrail-filled futons would have to be humans. Why don't you think back to the offertory dance that Rika-chan performed? Do you know what she was doing up there? No, I don't. I didn't even watch the whole thing anyway. Shh. Keiichi-kan, you're getting too worked up. Shion grabbed on my ears, reminding me that this wasn't somewhere I should raise my voice. Even so, I couldn't suppress the agitation I feel. Rika-chan was carrying a festival hoe. You probably realize it already, but that's not a hoe for plowing fields. It's a tool for dissecting human bodies. Fucking hell! I didn't see the dance all the way through, so I don't know what kind of performance Rika-chan was putting on after I left. When I told this to Tanako-san, she kindly explained Rika-chan's dance to me. To summarize what she said, after what I've seen, Rika-chan would pierce the futons with one hoe, cut them open, and pull off the cotton inside. She cut the cotton out, one bit at a time, and set it afloat. That's the kind of ritual it was. Broadly speaking, it was quite a bombastic ceremony, where they rip out the guts and throw them into the basin. And then the ritual was over. It's thought that afterwards the villagers, each with their different role, dismantled the fresh piece by piece and feasted upon. Oh god. My throat's hurting. I'm getting freaked out. This is not a good thing. Hehehe. At Tanako-san's strangely happy giggle, I felt, as some reason, violent displeasure. Rika-chan, everything during our lunch break, she had taken a rice-pulling mallet to the schoolyard, and she worked so hard, sweating bullets, to practice for the fairy dance she had done today. All that effort, all that work, Tanako-san has disgraced it. Even though she worked so hard to practice for today. Tanako-san, I think you should choose your words more carefully. Kei-chan's pretty naive, so please don't tease him too much. A moment before I opened my to express how angry I was, Shion stopped me. Shion must have been fully aware of how story made me feel. I'm sorry. I thought you'd like a story with that sort of shock value, since you're a boy. Tanako Takano-san spoke without a hint of malice as she smiled gracefully. After hearing all that, did you figure out what kind of stuff is in the storehouse, Kei-chan? See, look. Shion pointed out the walls vaguely illuminated by the lantern light. There was mere moments ago they hadn't held my interest. They were just boring looking tools lined up of the shelves. Oh, all those uninteresting tools that I didn't understand how to use. They all suddenly took a new meaning, and I couldn't help but let out a groan. At first they looked like carpentry tools like chisel and plines. However, when I thought back, I didn't see picture of those sorts of tools before. Yeah, they came out in Japanese history textbooks. Yes, on the page introduced as Kaitai Shinso, or the new text of anatomy. Oh! Oh! Okay. These sort of things. They're printed realistically in the literature of Germany, capital of the medical world. Really? Germany? Oh, okay. These aren't carpentry tools. These are strangely shaped tools, therefore dissection. Everyone knows in the Edo period they would dissect the corpses of those who had been put to death in order to gain knowledge about Western medical techniques. Illustrations of dissection tools they used at the time came up as textbook supplements. The things hung up on the wall all looked exactly the same as those. If you want a scarier way of looking at it, think of them as cooking oh, fuck me. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Hee hee. Tanako's holding the Takano-san holding the lantern, the only light source in the room led us along the wall. She had only a light, so I had to walk after whether I liked it or not. Look. Takano-san illuminated the coiled chain, which left a bigger impression than the other things we saw. The chain itself was nothing unusual, but further along there were metal fetters that were like hinges, clearly meant for binding people. Kei-chan, look at that. Shion tapped me on the shoulder and pointed at a restraining tape that was clearly shaped like a person. My spine froze, my blood felt like it was turning into sherbet as it crawled off my back. On each of the joints there were things like chain and arrow balls attached. It was like the table was searching for its next sacrifice, ready to spread their arms wide and close them in. It's probably a chopping block. I think you should strap the sacrifice down to prep them for eating. The world's chopping block sent a jolt through my body. When I looked more closely, there were many dark slices carved into those from a knife or a saw. Oh, they should have gotten rid of that. Oh, that was... oh, no. They were made the most clear-cut signs of usage you could ask for. It's right, these tools aren't for just show, they were used for their original purpose. If someone was strapped tightly to the table, they probably wouldn't be able to move even a muscle. Their guards would be defenseless. You could take one of these eerie cooking knives lined up over there and stab them with it. And then you slice them open, their belly, and dissect them. Rather heard the story, but this is incredible. Before coming here, Shion had mentioned she had a good guess of what was inside, but this seems to have exceeded her imagination. There's still more. How about it? More fascinating than a wax museum, how isn't it? Takano-san had this happy expression. She was visiting a toy store for the first time. Oh my ears. I don't get it. This Mio Takano person has the nerves of steel. Yeah, but I think that that's because she's a horror girly. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm currently playing a horror game. I like horror games. I like doing horror comics. So, yeah. But to this extent, I wouldn't smile and laugh about it. I really wouldn't. Oh. Are these bizarre grotesque options that fascinate to her? I, for one, was not enjoying myself. I'll be frank, this was all too weird for me. Still, there was something even more horrifying than all this. That would be no other than Tanako-san herself, Takano. Takano, holding a lantern, giving off such a light of being. If she suddenly turned it off, then what would I do when the next moment everything went dark? That's why was scared. Takano had the only light, and anyway, I was scared. At some point, Shion had started holding my shirt sleeve. It was a little annoying to walk like that, but I didn't shake her off. Oh my god. That minor sensation allowed me to feel the presence of an ally, here and now. Before we even walked halfway through the storehouse, the air felt my skin change completely. These cruel tools lined up, all crammed together in this space. Some were horrible ones made to take away sacrifices for now, and some were tools made to efficiently disassemble and prepare the bodies for consumption. Oh, I did hear. I mean, looking back at the history, there were a lot of like clans and stuff like that were cannibalistic in the past. Usually, it could concern famine, you know. So yeah, those were just the things I understood. Man, there was a manga that was banned because it depicted like cannibalism of in time of famine. And I'm just like, oh god. This or plenty other strange looking objects that I couldn't even guess the purpose of. Now that I was here, I didn't even have the slight desire to hear the details about what sort of, sort of terrifying reason they were meant to be used for. At the very least, they were all completely different from the sort of clean, simple killing function of a katana. Tools to kill people constructed in such a way that they could kill people. If there was a goal, then the person you used them on would obviously end up dead. The kinds of tools here, however, were different. The tools that were here were for cutting people, for crushing them, for boiling them and cooking them, and for grinding them. They were tools for torture. They weren't made to kill people. People dying was just an incidental result. Actually, they might not even kill them. In the sacrifices could die during such a horrifying ritual process, that would be nice, but they don't even die in the end. They remain in a state of hellish pain. Perhaps they were only being allowed to live. Only now in this moment did I fully realize just how terrifying and fearsome that difference was. People, you see, most of this wouldn't kill them if used properly. Takano-san, as if reading my mind, displayed a shocking smile. Burning at the stake, the famous method of executing witches will kill the person immediately. When the body suffers extreme burns on the skin all over, the decomposition of the skin chemical makeup produces poison-like symptoms and causes an immediate shock to the victim. Though I suppose it's still very cruel compared to the guillotine, you have to wait far longer for that to happen. She describes such horrors in a strangely medical way. Again, I write horror, not as shocking as it's supposed to be, but still shocking that she smiles through that. Like, I don't know, man. She's weird. I know, I'm weird, but I'm not this weird. Shion immediately answered the question I had. Tanako-san is a nurse. Oh, you son of, oh. Yeah. There's a saying that nothing can scare a doctor. I guess it's true. Oh, and also, there was a method of execution in the ancient Rome when they were grilled. Oh, I know that. That's the bull method. You put them in an iron bull and they just boiled, just like a barbecue. They would cover the person in wire netting and slowly cook them over the What the Okay, I didn't know that. I think the methods that I went to day camp with my family would come rushing back of all time so vividly. That's what it was like. Apparently, they wouldn't die too easily for some reason. According to one source, even if they roasted one side of a person to a crisp the entire night, they would still be conscious and able to speak fluently. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's insane. You grill someone the whole day and they still be conscious? No fucking way. The brain. The brain would melt. Would it not? Am I dumb? It said an ancient Rome famous for their execution told the plenty of ways to execute someone while having the victim stay alive so long as possible. Among them, there was one method where they would open the gut, pull out the intestines like sausages, and pull them on the bench and put them on public. What the fuck? Why are people so weird and horrible? Shion was behind me, clinging to me. Oh, Shion looks like she's gonna fall, and not just because she was scared, she was protecting her stomach. Wouldn't think someone with their intestines pulled out would die instantly, right? Actually, no, actually, that wouldn't do. I mean, when the doctors do the operation, they can put them intestines out, do whatever they need to do, and put the intestines back. So, I don't think that you would die if you do it right. As long as you do it tenderly and throughoutly, it's apparently possible to put them all out while the person is still conscious. What the fuck? It felt a sick feeling. Can we just go away? I don't want to be here anymore. It was like my organs were coiling up just from Tanako-san's stare. Though pulling them out with a wrench is a rather exaggerated method, thank you. In a more barbaric way, they might slice open the gut and cut. Stop talking! Imagine the dreadful. Oh, I don't want to read anymore. However, this being put to death or conscience must be far more terrifying than painful. She spoke with a pleasure as if she'd come here on a sightseeing trip. They fuck off, get away from her. I heard Shio gulping multiple times near my ear. Perhaps in Mizawa, or was it, or rather Onigafuchi village did something like that for the Watanagashi festival. Listen, if you try hard, can you hear it? I wanted nothing more than not hear anything at all. So why only at times like these do I begin to hear things I shouldn't be able to? Tanako-san, having realized she scared Shion, and I enough at this point, smiled soothingly. Then she turned on her heels, raised her hand, and began to walk again. If Tanako left us here, we'd get even further away from the light. Shion and I, no matter how scared we were forced to follow Takano-san along with her field trip through the ritual storehouse. Just get out! I suppose we've seen a bit of everything. See? This place is interesting, isn't it? She says, raising the lantern high in the center of the storehouse. The dim light didn't catch change, but for some reason it felt like I was able to see all of those horrible tools at once. Keiichi-kan, look up! Shion stammered while grabbing the nape of my neck. I couldn't tell because it was so dark, but there were a lot of tools hanging from the ceilings as well. They all looked like they were made of iron bars, but then I figured it out. Cages. Oh, fuck. For cages, they were really small. Oh, no. Is it a child cage? Cages crammed just for one, like a casket. If you get locked up in there... No, you wouldn't get locked up inside. It was another tool meant for restraining people. There were iron bars wouldn't squeeze you tightly. So many, big and large, things all of shapes were hanging down. Takano's mention of execution by grilling crossed my mind. We were just surrounded on all sides by these terrifying instruments. Things scouring the ceiling were hanging over our heads. Oh, just get out! Just get out! Oh, my head hurts. Oh. There are many of these sorts of bird cages among European torture devices. I'm surprised to see them in Japan as well. Kei-chan, is there something in there? A person? A mummy? Where? She desperately pointing to one of the many human-sized bird caging hanging from the ceiling before I could tell which one she meant. Being in the dark, there wasn't many you could tell if something was there in the first place. I don't see anything. You sure you're not seeing things? Shion didn't seem convinced, but without a means to confirm for ourselves, she wouldn't do much wonder. My Barakun, after seeing things, have you come to believe in all of it? The countless terrible rituals passed down in Hinamizawa. I got nothing to do with believing in them. Now that I've been shown the real thing like this, there's no possible way of denying it. Even the nations of Europe, with all their beautiful landscapes and legend, were like a maelstrom during the terrible witch hunts down the Dark Ages. It's well known that the era gives birth to countless gruesome forms of torture and execution. Japan was the same way. Well, great. Didn't I have its own era of hellscape, like tortures, fests of become of religion, suppression, and things of nature? Hinamizawa itself had such a great period. It had that much history behind it. Even in Europe, land of witch hunts, that was all fear in the past, no more than a series of historical events. In this age, nothing that abnormal will ever happen. Have you not seen any serial killers lately? Like, sorry, I'm just, what's it called? Call Me Chris or something. She has a series about serial killers and stuff like that. And I'm just like, my god, this has happened like 20 years ago. We're fucked as a species. That must apply to Hinamizawa as well. Just as Eurus had his dark age, Hinamizawa had one too. That's how this should have been taken. Even if these things all happened in Hinamizawa, they're all long past. They don't have anything to do with the people living in Hinamizawa right now. My Barakun, you really do look like this village. I don't sound like she was making fun of me. Takano-san gave me a slight smile. Takano-san, your research whether those customs survived into this present. You are right. Shion suggested something that made my heart leap into my throat. Are you telling me that all of these horrible things are still going off today? What I'm about to tell you is a secret, alright? I told you, Shion-chan, because you're an understanding person, but the other villagers don't want to hear it. If things go awry, I could be ganged up and punished. Shion flashed a devilish smile, is revealing in immortality of it. My Barakun, you keep it a secret too, okay? If this gets out, I could suffer Ueshiro-sama's curse or be made into a sacrifice. It's the curse that I wonder what kind of death it will be this year. If it's the sacrifice, then it will be thrown into the Onigafuchi swamp while still alive. Is it tonight, you know? The night of the Ueshiro-sama's curse? Tanako-san said, bringing her face right up to her, close to ours, as if to say, if she had the choice, she'd rather suffer the curse. That's what she was seemed to be implying. Tanako took a fairy-worn notebook out of her paper garden and began to refill the pages. There were all sorts of references and newspaper clippings attached to them, and it had, oh my god, my throat, had all manner of things written inside. How long is this episode? The letters were very small and bound together, so I couldn't tell at a glance what it was about. What I really like to do is search through the National Library or newspapers from the era, but here it is. A photocopy of a page of some books was slid into the notebook and two written in a small tight lettering. Like the other pages, I couldn't tell if that was just by glancing at it. This is a story about what actually happened. It was around the end of Meiji era. They discovered an unknown mangled corpse, the victim of a murder in Onagafuchi village. An old newspaper clip attached to the page spoke of something that was no mere humor or fairy tale. We don't have much police documents from the time anymore, so it's all based on oral tradition and memories. See, it's not very clear, but it looks like a cut out of a newspaper from the Meiji era. Never before has there been a corpse treated with such cruelty and inhumanity. Could it be that the works of a demon? In a copy of a copy, it's rather hard to make out, but it was more than enough to make me feel strangely tense. My throat hurts. Near the end of the Meiji era, in old Onigafuchi village, a mangled corpse was discovered. The identity of the corpse was unknown. It wasn't even a state where it could be identified in the first place. Missing in that its limbs were separated from the body, skin was peeled off entirely, and there were markings and by terrible torture in every place imaginable. Not only that, but the belly had been cut open by a sharp knife with the entrails completely dragged out. The police immediately began an investigation, and since they couldn't finally determine the identity of the victim, much less of a criminal, finding answers was extremely difficult. Do you understand what it must have been like? I couldn't imagine being in such strange sight even if I tried. This was the first time I was ever thankful for my lack of imagination. Oh, for fuck's sake, why are you smiling? The victim was skin while still alive, underwent all kinds of was killed brutally. The outro hero this actually inferred the damage of inhumanity. I'm one of the opinion that the entire process was performed while the other person was alive, though. What do you think, my Barakun? She spoke in a way intended to make me imagine even the more vicious things. As in, my brain was already far over capacity. However, there was no way I could imagine anything before brutal. Then I broke my gaze from Takano-san's. Those strangely sharp, weird tools were all around us. I wonder if you could faithfully reduce the mutilated corpse. I want to deny it. I don't want to admit that something so terrible could have happened at all. Even so, they were so strange, so terrifying, these tools, as though they had my time to escape. Okay. So that creepy incident. What was in the end? The author says it's regarding Onigafuchi village dress for costume. This arrived into recent post-Meiji days, and that perhaps they lasted until around the beginning of the Showa period. This corpse with the glance. Okay, you know what? I gotta end it. My throat is killing me. Oh. Oh. Give me a moment. Let me just save. Quick save. Okay. Anyways, thank you everybody for. Oh, my throat actually hurts. Thank you everybody for being here. I had actually a good time right now. Except that you don't count the mutilations and skin peeling and everything else. I want to thank Anmin for being in the chat. I want to thank David for being in the chat. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're interested, I have a YouTube. You can subscribe to it. I have old videos on there. I have a Twitter. All can be found in the About Me section on Twitch. And I wish you all a very good beginning, middle, and end of your day. And have a nice one. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Amin.